Hi everyone, good afternoon. This is your girl Oluwatoyin Omotayo, the founder of the Olanike Mopayola Foundation, also known as Two Foundation in Nigeria, and PROT, Protection, Rights and Equality for Women here in the UK. Um, this afternoon, I want to talk about false rape allegation. And you know what we do at the foundation and at PROTI, we advocate against domestic and gender-based violence against women globally. So let's talk about false rape allegations and what is the position of law when it comes to false rape allegation. Now, I want us to know one thing that false rape allegation is as deadly as rape allegation itself. Rape is a form of very vicious violence against women all over the world. It is one of a violence against women that we are working seriously to stop, and for real victims to get justice without judgment, and for the perpetrators to get real justice, right? Don't forget about the stigma that comes with that kind of violence against a woman, and which has stopped a lot of people from speaking out. They don't want people to ask them the question, why were you there? What were you wearing? And all that. We've seen children that are being raped. We've seen women that are covered from head to toe. We've seen women that were raped in their houses, without even going out, without doing anything, unprovoked, right? And then when we take a step forward, it's like somebody is somewhere taking us 5 steps backwards with false rape allegation. I am a mother to two boys, and I do not pray that any of my children, falls victim of false rape allegation. Because if, God forbid, any of them actually commit a crime, of course, the law should take its course. Yeah, I'm their mom, but for every action, there is consequences. And I tell them that every day. But in case of false rape allegation, I think there was a case on Twitter some years ago where a guy actually committed suicide because a lady laid false rape allegation that came out to be false against him eventually. So we need to know the gravity of that offense. However, I read about it before coming online today to speak about it. I read about it, to see where the law stands in UK and in Nigeria when it comes to false rape allegation. Unfortunately, it is not really, yes, it's a crime, but there is no law against it by itself, right? So the laws provide for, excuse me, let me refresh my memory now so I don't give you okay, yeah, okay. Now, in Nigeria, under Nigerian law, yes, it can fall under giving false information to a public officer, perjury, or criminal defamation. But there is no law by itself that criminalizes false allegation. When I say criminalizes, at least it's going to, a law that prescribes false rape allegation as a crime and also prescribes the consequences for such crime anywhere. Now let's go to UK. In UK, it comes under perverting the course of justice, or the Perjury Act of 1911, or the Malicious Communications Act of 1988, right? However, there is no distinction, there's no distinct law against false rape allegations. So I think at this point, if women want to, if some women, very few of course, want to turn rape allegation into an ammunition, right? I think it's time for the law to also rise up to the cause. This, in the sense we make, don't forget the sign of law. The woman who is carrying, something, weighing everything, making sure everything is equal. We have to make everything equal. Fine. No, look, I advocate for women. No doubt, women have been, we have been, how do I put it, disenfranchised in a long time, our rights trampled upon and all that. We have to fight for a lot of things where we have today: right to vote, right to own bank accounts, right to do this, right to do that, right to work. No doubt about that. But we are saying that we are no longer living in that age anymore where women were subject to all those kind of things. We have certain rights now. we can fight for some rights now. We are entitled, we have those rights now, and we should not turn it to an ammunition, right? And in that case, I think to make everything equal, there should also be a law that is going to criminalize, not just to fall under, petty law on here and there, but a distinct law that punishes forced rape accusers or forced rape accusations. Because a lot of people have lost their lives due to false allegations. There's a saying in law that the law will rather free a criminal or even 10 criminals than to convict one innocent person. And this should apply here. So we are saying that this is going to even help us to, it's going to even help our fight against rape. Yes, because we know that, because to come out to say, look, I was raped, you know that if it was found to be false in any way, you also have your consequences. This is going to even help us in our fight, which means that anybody that is coming out to say I was raped will know that this person knows what they are saying. And with investigation, truly, they're going to find it that it's true. At least it will take some guts, some level of audacity for any lady to come out to lay false rape allegation against anyone anymore. And also, you as a man, I will say something today. Educate yourself. You need to educate yourself. You need to know exactly what rape is. Don't think, there was a case, that we were taught back in school then, where a man, I think the case was in the US, a man and a woman met in club, the man followed the woman home and all that. And everything was consensual. The night they got to the lady's house, they had sex. But in the morning, the guy took the consent he got the night before when they were both, whatever, let's even assume, because according to the case, the lady did not say she didn't consent for the first one, but she was saying she was raped the second time because she did not consent in the morning for the second round of sex that they had. And she won. So you need to educate yourself. Know when no is no. Know what consent means when it comes to sexual relationship. Know when to stop. Know when. See, you could think you're persuading her. Oh, I'm just toasting her. No, you could be coercing her according to the law. So educate yourself. Don't be a victim. The same way we are telling women, don't wear revealing clothes. Don't go to a woman's house if you know you don't want to have sex. You know all those advice we give women. I'm giving it to you as a man today. Educate yourself. Know what consent means. Know when to stop. Know that there's a thin line between coercion and toasting. Yes. I tell my son, who is a teenager, don't touch anybody. Maintain a decent distance. That even to lay that accusation against you, there will be witness around. Always be in a public place. There will be witness, there will be cameras, there will be anybody around. So even, see, ignorance of the law will not excuse you. Oh, I did not know. I thought I was just toasting her. We were friends. It's not going to excuse you. You need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself. And for the lady in question, I believe investigation is still going on. Of course, we are all. Some people are trying to make a case for her, like, oh, she has mental health issues, this, that. Oh, of course, yeah. Well, I am not an expert in that. I cannot say anything about that. But I want to let anyone out there who intends to use rape as clout, who intends to lay any false rape allegation, what you're doing is you are actually, you are making our work harder. Yes. And also making things harder. You're making justice harder for the real victims to get justice. So stop it. Say no to false rape allegation. And let our laws also stand up to the cause. We need laws. Just the way we have laws that, jail people for raping, we should have laws for jailing false rape accusers. Don't just leave the victim to fight in court, in civil criminal or criminal defamation or civil law for their own rights as well. They could have lost their life, they could have lost everything. And we can mention a lot of people who have gone through this and it's never ended well. And on that note, I'll say, remember to follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let us keep advocating against domestic and gender-based violence against women globally. Until next video, see you. Thank you.